In this video, we are going to walk through the email template builder for smart plans. Now, the template builder itself is actually located within Designs, and we're here right now in the Designs home screen. We go to the top right to create a design, and we will select email. Now, in this video, we're going to go ahead and walk through the different functions of the widgets for when we build our own template. So in the top right, we will go to create new template, and we are going to be looking at a blank canvas. So obviously if we preview it, there is nothing there built. On the right side here, you can see 9 widgets, and we're going to walk through right now what each one of them does, a few best practices for each, so that we can start building some email templates. And once we're finished with the email templates, those are email bodies that can be included in smart plans, whether it's a one-step smart plan that we are going to send out over and over again to different leads and contacts, or whether it's part of a multi-step and multi-touch smart plan for long-term follow-up. So let's get started. Of course, one thing we always want to do, we always want to label this. Coming over to the right side, again, we have that preview button. That's also your preview button. You can hit send a test email and email it to yourself to kind of check out what it'll look like on the receiving end. Of course, we can download a template as well. Anytime that we've done a little work, hitting this save button is never a bad idea. We can lose power. We can have some funny things happen with technology, but if we hit the save button, we should be good to go. So the first one we're going to start with, let's go ahead and put in the legal footer, and we're going to put in the legal header. Let me back out that real quick. I meant to say legal header. And of course, right here, guys, these are just Google security issues. I promise you, when they send out, or even when you go here and hit the preview button, they will appear. And like I've said a lot of times on other videos, you need to have yourself as your own contact inside of Command so that you can test all this stuff out on yourself, what it looks like on the receiving end. So we have added the legal header. We're just going to go through them in order now. So text, exactly what it sounds like. We've got our stock text there. We can click it and click the edit pencil, and we can start typing. We've got a few font selections, size, our normal text and font options over here. I always love to center things as well. Right here, don't forget, we have the ability to bring in merge fields. So we can say hi, we can scroll down to contact first name, and we can put a comma there. Whenever we're finished with the text box, always good to hit the done button, and you're going to see how it appears. Now, if I hit the preview button, you can see the hi first name. Now, if I just grab a person's name real quick, that is what it will look like when you email it to 200 people at once. It will pull in their individual name. Now, the next thing we have here is image. Of course, once we add it, it's going to go to My Images. Most of the time, we are either coming here to Listing Image and going ahead to look up that specific property and then selecting a picture from it. Or we're going to add images and we are selecting something that is already a file within our computer. So I will just grab a random home picture there. Apparently that was a PDF that I was clicking on. We'll just go ahead and select that image, reconfirm it and save it, and you'll see that our image appeared. Now again, we can click the edit pencil or we can double click, and that is an edit function as well. Of course, we have the ability to replace the picture, edit the picture. We also have the ability to change the size of the picture. So if I thought that that was just a little too wide for me, I can adjust it a little. Again, we don't want to distort the picture by changing a width and not really the height. So be careful when you are changing the size of it. This right here where it says link to. As a standard, if we do not change this option, when a consumer receives an email from us, they click the image, and the image will load as a larger image for them to see some more details in it. However, we can change this to, let's say, web address. We could go, if we're advertising a listing, we could then go to our website. We could go ahead and specifically search for that home on our website. I'm just going to grab a random listing right now. So I will then find my home. I will click into it. And right here it says link to web address. And this is where I will paste the URL of the web address. So I've loaded this page. I'll come up top and grab that link. I've copied it and I'll paste it just there and hit done. Now when someone receives this email and they click on the image, it won't load a larger image. It will actually send them to this link so they can see the specific listing. And of course it's all branded to me, and they can get in touch and reach me for additional questions. So that is our image function. Our button function just here works in a similar way to that web address, in that we want someone to click this button to get sent somewhere. So if I double click it to edit, of course button text, that is going to be what the word says. So again, I will grab the web address, the URL, and I will paste it just there. Most likely I put in a few too many words for this width, and so I'm going to go ahead and make it a little wider. Maybe I want to change the color of the button as well. Once I hit done, you'll see we got a little bit of a bigger button and our words change. And when they receive it, if they click that button, they will get sent to our website. Now, of course, we have the square option selected. We can go rounded and maybe round it just a little, for we'll just round off those edges. Now, right this second, for cleanliness looking, I kind of want a little bit more of a space between these two. So really the way I'm going to do that, I'm going to insert a text box, but I'm also going to edit that text box to make sure that I then have a blank text box. You can see right here, it still says insert your text here. So I need to make sure that I am clicking on that and editing it and just removing out that text. So I'll remove it or hit done. There's still the space where that text is. However, it's now blank. So we checked out the legal header already. We're going to check out the legal footer last. The next thing we're going to look at is a listing block. So whatever we're sending out, we always want to make sure that we're advertising our listings. So just here, I'm going to click on it and I'm going to edit this. And right here, we're going to go ahead and select a listing. Okay, so obviously you guys would know the address of your listing, and you would simply click onto it. All the examples that are on my home screen right this second don't have pictures. There you go. So we would access our own listings. Again, I'm in a position that does not sell, so I don't have a current listing. We would simply click on it and select it. Pretty cool looking house right here. We'll select the image that we wish. Confirm on the select, and then right here we're just going to make sure that the data all seems correct. The address, the price, bedrooms, bathrooms, and again we see we have that link to option as well. So we go find that home on our website and link to it. And then when I'm happy or hit done, you can see we've kind of updated it just there. So we can drag multiple ones of those in if we have multiple listings as well. So pretty cool little feature there. The next one that I'm going to show you guys is our event block. Now in the event block, it comes with multiple sections. We have the image section that of course we can edit and do the exact same things as we did on this image box. We have another little text box there, more of a title text box there, our paragraph, and again you can see there is an action button there as well, that if we were to edit, it will have the exact same functions again as that button did. Now maybe I don't want to see this line. I of course can come in here and edit, remove that text and hit done, and then it's just a little bit more of a space for myself. So that is the event block. Of course, I do see some people use this block for a newsletter. There are already newsletter templates inside of Command, so make sure you check that video out from my library. The next thing that we can talk about is our video widget here. And you guys are noticing as I am dragging over, you're seeing a green line appear. And that's obviously where I'm going to drop that particular widget. So here is my video widget, and it's important to know when we edit, it's going to ask us for two things. The first one is the video URL. So this video needs to be hosted somewhere. The best place to host your videos is going to be a YouTube channel, your YouTube channel. It's going to be free. We can get the video there. We will jump into YouTube. We can simply go ahead and find the video that we wish to share. So maybe this is the video about my listing. I would copy that URL, would come back here and paste that URL. And if I hit done, we will have our video just here. But really what I want to make sure that I do is upload a widget, or sorry, a thumbnail. The thumbnail is just going to be the preview image from that you see before you click play on the video. So I'm just going to grab any image as that example and hit replace and hit confirm. And now you can see that here it's pretty obvious that people are trained that when they see this button here, there's most likely a video behind it. So on the receiving end, when they hit play there, it will load the video in YouTube and it will start playing it for them. The last widget, well, the second to last widget we're going to talk about is our market snap. So you may or may not be familiar with market snaps. It's basically pulling in some data about a neighborhood. So we can edit this one. And firstly, obviously this header matches up to this one. And then it's going to ask us what is the zip code. Because once we type in a zip code, we then have the ability to find the neighborhood. So we can select the neighborhood and we can hit done, and then we're going to notice a couple of things. One, it's going to pull a mapped area for us as the image. This data is pulled from Nextdoor, so if you're seeing some accuracy issues, that's because the person that first claimed it most likely claimed it and mapped it incorrectly. And then you're seeing data pulled from the MLS, number of active listings, pending, average sales price and sold price. So make sure you're checking this data, because if it isn't 100% accurate, I'm going to remove it and not use it. And market snaps, depending on your neighborhood and the way it's mapped, may or may not be accurate. The last one that we're going to insert is going to be our legal footer. Now here is our legal footer. This is something that we're not going to change, okay? It's pulling in our logos from our marketing profile. And then all of these are merge fields that are also being pulled from your marketing profile. So it's going to fill out your name, address, contact info. If I hit the little preview button, you can see all the widgets that we've put in so far to build. Of course, we wouldn't really build an email with all of them in there. But here is just our little email signature, if you will, with logos. Again, this is our brokerage logo. This is our team logo. If you're not on a team, just put the KW logo there. And all the info pulled from the marketing profile. So that is a summary of how to use the email builder. If we hit save and exit right now, of course we can sort over here by email, and there's our test template. That test template is going to show up when we create a smart plan. And again, we have a whole library of creating smart plans, so make sure that you check those out. But right here, when I add a send an email step and I go from simple to designs and select a design, I will then have the ability to switch from the KW templates to my templates, and there is the email template that I previously created. So we did that last steps a little quicker. Again, we go into a more depth and slow down in another part of our smart plan playlist, but that's your goal of building an email template, is to use it later within smart plans. So hopefully this video was helpful to you. Rewind it and pause it if you need to follow along, and let your Market Center tech trainer know if you need a little extra help with this sort of thing, and they are more than happy to jump in and help you.